We are going to be looking at Picolytics and seeing, like what the format's like. Because the format, I just got back into the format. So basically, I'm going to be looking at the top cores that are going around, and if there's anything that's like the equivalent of Palafin balance, and like just what the dominant strategies are. So yeah, that's what this video is going to be about. And but before we get into that, I just want to mention that I'm still a very small channel. We're trying to hit 100 subscribers by the end of the summer, preferably 200. So if you want to be a part of the first 100 club when I become famous from this, please be a part of the first 100 club. Subscribe now, but before that threshold is gone. So anyway, let's just get into it. First of all, the most common Pokemon are obviously Fluttermane. Same stuff as ever. And his teammates are, usually the other common Pokemon, like urshifu and stuff. Well, apparently, this is weird. The most common item on it is booster energy now. It used to be like heavily choice specs, and now like people are using Pixie Plate because it boosts fairy moves. I use Pixie Plate, and yeah, that's what it is. But it's Fluttermane. There's really not much to say. It's very good. But it's still the same as ever. So yeah, urshifu, strangely enough, I always use Focus Sash with it unless I have like a Chen Pal on the team because Focus Sash is just overly the best time for it. For some reason, people are using Mystic Water. I get safety goggles, but I don't, and Assault Vest, but I don't get Mystic Water. Mystic Water, like, it just gives you like a small boost, and the Splash Plate does the same thing, but it's way less in usage. So like its use is divided into Mystic Water and Splash Plate. They do the literal same thing, except Splash Plate also makes Judgment happen, but Arceus isn't even in this format. Anyway, yeah, also like the same as ever. But Urshifu and Tornadus, that's the duo that you have to watch out for. I made a video about this 2 days ago. Tornadus goes for Tailwind and Rain Dance, boosting Urshifu and making it faster. And it goes for Taunt and Bleak Wind Storm to stop Moongus. It's actually really good. It can set up the two warring weathers, and yeah. So Urshifu, Tornadus, Chen Pal, and Rillaboom is really good. Rillaboom, what this thing does is it uses Fake Out, U-Turn, Woodhammer, and Knockoff. That's like its main set. Sometimes it uses Drum Beating, sometimes it uses Stomp and Tantrum. But those are like the 6 moves it uses, and it overly uses the first 4. It's like, that's like what it does. Ursaluna and Cresselia is a really good duo. You just go for the Flame Orb Facades. Its item is going to be overly Flame Orb. Oh! Flame Orb, 96%. Other 3%. It's not even worth putting in a category. That's good. Pokemon's very subjective to the item when it uses one item that much. Teammates Cresselia, yeah, it's a very good duo. Now, Cresselia, what it does is it's like a Trick Room. It heals stuff with Lunar Blessing. It uses Psychic to take on a Moongus, and it's able to counter Tornadus and Urshifu with Iron Hands paired well. It does really well, and it's also paired with Ursaluna a lot. Sometimes you use Mental Herb, sometimes Safety Goggles. I like to run Rocky Helmet because it makes it a good Urshifu counter with the Ally Switch with Ursaluna. And yeah, Iron Hands is there. Regieleki is one I'm surprised about. It got a debuff. It used Electro Web, Thunderbolt, Volt Switch, and then Project Terra Blast, Electro Ball, Thunder. For some reason, it doesn't use Thunder Cage that much. Thunder Cage is my favorite move. It traps opponents in. And it's only 10 power less than the other one. And than Thunderbolt. So I think the added effect is better than 10 more points. Yeah, Urshifu. I thought Iron Bundle would be a very common partner for it because it's ice and electric. So yeah, it uses Focus Sash most of the time. It sometimes uses a Magnet, which uses electric type moves. Choice Spec is also a common item. Choice Scarf is also very common to beat Iron Bundle and be faster than it, and also get the faster electric webs. Now, Chi-Yu has dropped. Chi-Yu is dead, okay? Well, not dead. Chi-Yu is not used nearly as much because of all the new threats. And that's also new Toy Syndrome. They haven't been used for, like over a year, or almost over a year. Like, people are learning how to use them again. It's doing well, and people are just using them. It will eventually die down. Chi-Yu will rise up. It has the stats to rise up. But right now, it's not much. And Tinglu is at 5%. This is, like, horrible for Tinglu. Tinglu is, and that means Wo-Chien is like less than 1% or something. So yeah, that, and like Chen Pao is way the overly used one right now. Chen Pao didn't really miss much. usage stats. And this Urshifu, it's really good, but the Rapid Strike is just taking its thunder. And even though it's a better Pokemon than most of the other ones that are at high usage, people just haven't realized it yet. Regular Urshifu is gonna surge with like Terra Steel or Terra Poison or something. That's my prediction. It's just gonna surge. It's gonna go berserk. It's gonna be the format once people find a reliable counter to Rapid Strike. Um, and yeah, Chiyu is just not as good anymore. It's the same as ever. It's just that there's just better counterparts. It's still the top fire type of the format. Like if you look through the, sorry, Heatran is the top fire type of the format. I have to go die on Heatran soon. But yeah. So let's look into what Chewel's Urshifu has. It has Wicked Blow, it has Close Combat, Sucker Punch, Protect, Detect, U-Turn, and Poison Jab. Those are the moves it uses. It normally pairs with Flutter Mane. Maybe every once in a while it pairs with the other Urshifu. Nope. Yeah, runs Focus Sash, Unseen Fist, blah blah blah. That's like what it does. Regidrago is very underused. It has Dragon Energy and Draco Meteor. Dragon Energy is a very good move, although it's very slow, so it doesn't really get to use it. So that's why Tornadus is being paired with it for the Tailwind support. You usually use Dragon Playing to like boost Dragon type moves. It's not common at all right now, but Neil VGC put it in a underused video. It has the stats to become a top tier Pokemon. It's just not right now because people are overlooking it. And as I said, Ting Lu has dropped. Ting Lu is dead. Ting Lu, like, it has the stats to come up again, obviously. But Ting Lu's dead. Arcanine's also dead. And Baxcalibur's dead. This Enamorus has real value on Trick Room teams because it has Ground and Fairy, which is incredible coverage because Ground hits Steel, Fire, and Poison, which all is Fairy. So no single type can resist it. It's like Bolt Beam coverage with Electric and Ice. It's just people haven't realized it as much yet. And it also has a built-in safety goggles in its ability Overcoat. So yeah. You have Life Orb and Assault Vest of the items. I like Assault Vest a lot. Wow, it really seems like Wo-Chen is just nowhere to be seen. Wo-Chen is at 1.19% usage. Wo-Chen is just... Well, Wo-Chen was already dead, but Wo-Chen is now, like, way more dead. No one's using it. And I figured no one would use Hisui and Zorak. And yeah, Spectre is dead. Spectre was never alive. Typhlosion Hisui, I'm surprised. It's a really good choice scarf eruption user. I'm really surprised it's dead. Pairing it with Tornadus, that's what I would do if I was using it. I might use it in a Fire Water Grass core with Urshifu and Rillaboom. It's really good offensively, and it provides the core with a nice special offense. I might make a video on that soon. Anyway, thank you for watching. As always, make sure to drop a like down below and subscribe. If you have any future suggestions, I'm very up for suggestions because I'm very excited about this new format. So, if you have any suggestions, let me know. And, once again, I am Asher. I help people get better at competitive Pokemon and become competitive Pokemon masters. Thanks for watching.